Well, good evening from Cottage Farmstead. I'm Rebecca, and today we're actually going outside for a little bit. We've been working hard inside the house all day today, and it's about time for us to get garlic in the ground. So Farmer Nathan went to go grab some garlic bulbs from Growing Green Family Farms. He's one of the co-owners of that farm, and they had some extra garlic, so we're going to plant 2 different soft neck varieties. But it took me a few minutes to get out here as I was trying to find all of our gardening tools. They are all over the basement. I have my hoey knife, I have some pruners as I need to get the okra down, and it's pretty much like a tree at this point. And then I could only find my right hand glove. Thankfully I'm right-handed, but I don't know where my left-handed glove went, so got as much of the pieces parts as I could so I could get started in getting an area cleared off for our garlic to get that planted. Well, as you can see behind me here, most of our summer garden is already gone. I didn't have a chance to get the camera out earlier as we had a surprise early frost this year that was about 2 weeks early, which is very unusual for us. So I hastily was pulling out the last of the green beans as it was getting dark one night, and then one day Farmer Nathan was out here and he pulled up the tomatillos and basil real quick, and so it's just been kind of a hodgepodge as we have time as we are closing in on our occupancy inspection. So most of our time has been focused inside, but with the frost being here, it is time for us to start getting our garlic in the ground. So I'm going to be cleaning up a little bit here in the garden today and getting a row ready for the garlic we're going to plant this year. You can see we have some little baby kale here, and then a little further over we have some baby chard that's happily growing. So we planted these out probably about a week before we had our frost, so they thankfully survived. There was no transplant shock, so we should have a good supply of greens coming in a month or two. So the okra definitely got fried by the frost. There's still some signs of life on one of the plants over there, but for the most part, this is it for our okra plant. We did get some seed pods off of a few of the plants, so we'll have plenty of the Clemson spineless variety of okra next year. And we actually got a lot of okra off of these plants this year that we filled up bags and bags and bags in the freezer. So this will be great for gumbos and soup this coming winter. This row right here was supposed to be carrots. I haven't seen any sign of germination in here. We were planting pretty much directly into red clay, which is not ideal, even though we're growing the Oxheart variety, which does a pretty good job of breaking up the soil. But we weren't very good about watering, and then it was hot and it was cold and then it froze, so we may have to plant carrots again. So Farmer Nathan just got back, and I had already forgotten that we had done this. We bought from another farm in the area a whole bunch of electronet fencing, and we have a whole Prius full of it here to take a look at. Look at that! So Golden Forest Farms?
That is correct.
So Golden Forest Farms was getting out of the chickens business? Or what were they doing?
They've gotten this fence from actually St. Basil Farms up in Travelers Rest, and we're going to use it, did not end up using it, so it was just sitting around collecting dust. They put a post on Facebook asking if someone would be interested in it, and we certainly would. We want to use it either for cows or for chickens. It's nice and versatile, and it came with some electrolyzers as well, which we're excited to get up and going.
So we've been keeping an eye on Facebook Marketplace for electric netting, as it is a bit pricey. There's been some supply issues lately with some of it, so we've been keeping an eye out, and we were very excited to see that some farmers that we know we're getting rid of so much of it. So it's 2 50-foot nets and 4 100-foot nets and 1 energizer. So 2 energizers. They both work?
One works. We just had to put a new battery in the other one, I think, to get that one working.
Which is lovely, because we were really hoping to be able to get at least 1 electric net to start getting some meat birds going this coming spring, but this will definitely let us get jump started in raising our own meat birds. And we're also hoping to get some calves in the spring, and we've seen the neighbors' calves just hop straight through the poly braid. So we were thinking this would definitely keep little calves in. So here's the main reason he went to the farm, was to get some of this beautiful garlic, and we have variety Zion and Kettle River Giant. So these are both soft neck varieties that I'm very curious to grow. So Farmer Nathan's going to continue working inside on a little bit of cement board while I'm out here planting. But I'm excited to try these varieties as we had started growing garlic a couple years ago with mostly just grocery store cloves that we had. And it was really good for a couple years, but we did notice that the flavor started kind of deteriorating. It wasn't as strong of a garlic flavor. We're having to use more and more cloves when we were wanting a good garlic flavor. So I'm curious to try some new varieties and get some new genetics into our seed stock. Not too shabby for a final harvest off the okra. We'll definitely get another maybe quart-sized bag off of those. I've gone through and raked along where I cut the okra. We don't have a rod for it yet. That was something we were going to purchase, but then when all of our tools are stolen back in July, we had to use our tool money for buying replacements rather than buying new tools for the homestead. So we're going to be really true to no dig here and just plant in amongst the roots of the okra as they decompose over the winter. So that's where our okra was. And then we had an area over here that was tomatoes. And those were already pulled out. Haven't had a chance to get to that mess over there yet, but we'll plant some garlic through here and along here, see how many cloves I can get planted. Well, it doesn't capture it on camera very well, but it is getting dark on me out here in the cottage garden. The sun is setting over there over Lake Hartwell. It's a nice, pretty, small sunset over there. I did get 3 bulbs worth of garlic cloves planted this evening, which is a great start. I may put some more in a week or two as I have time, but this is at least a start so that we will have garlic next year. Well, hope you enjoy taking a quick peek of what's going on in our fall garden here. We are very, very close to finishing our house, so we'll have a full walkthrough of that. And then after we are moved into our house, we're going to be focusing a little bit on the outside here on the homestead. We're hoping to get some fencing in and get our permanent garden home set up in the front of our house. So we have a lot of stuff coming up this winter that we can't wait to share with y'all as we learn how to homestead on a much larger scale. We'll catch you next time.